What's up, TTFF people, and welcome to the Tucson Family Food Project. Commonly used in a lighthearted way to describe meals that are both practical and convenient, especially when there's financial constraints or time limitations, struggle meals are made by people all over the world. But just because they're cheap and easy doesn't mean that struggle meals don't hold cultural significance. Sopita is something I grew up eating all the time. Legit, all the time. And it's a comforting and familiar dish in many Mexican households, especially because it can be easily adapted to different tastes, with variations including adding different types of meat, different types of vegetables, and different types of noodles. And one of my favorite things about this dish is its simplicity makes it both practical and affordable. And this week, I'm excited to share this meal with you that got me through childhood. All right, enough talk, let's get cooking. In your meal kit this week, you have a bag of carrots, 8 ounces of macaroni, 8 ounces of tomato sauce, a spice mix with 1 tablespoon of chicken bouillon, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, 2 tablespoons of avocado oil, and 1 lime cut in half. And to make this week's recipe, all you're gonna need is a large pot with a lid and a big wooden spoon or a ladle. Alright, we're going to start this recipe by heating up our 2 tablespoons of avocado oil in a pan over medium heat with our macaroni. And we're going to saute this, stirring basically constantly because this burns really quick. So we're going to saute this until the noodles start turning golden brown for about 5 minutes. Alright, so as you can see, I've been stirring this for about 5 minutes, and you can see the pasta starting to brown. It's exactly what we want, but like I said, it happens really quick, so we want to make sure that we're stirring this the whole time. We don't want it to burn. Alright, we're looking pretty good right here, so at this stage, now that we're looking golden brown, we're going to add in our bag of carrots. And we're going to do the exact same thing for about 2 more minutes, cooking the carrots and cooking the pasta a little bit more while we're stirring constantly. Alright, so the carrots have been cooking in there for about 2 minutes. Now our next step, and we want to be careful the pan is not too hot, we're going to add in our tomato sauce. Now traditionally the tomato sauce is going to be made at home with fresh Roma tomatoes, garlic and onion, and a blender. Now, I don't know who does and doesn't have blenders, so that's why we're all getting tomato sauce today, but this is something you can very easily make at home if you do have your own blender. So now I'm going to pour this in, making sure the pan's not too hot to avoid splashing. And then we're going to cook this for about another minute, just stirring it like this, and then we'll add the rest of our ingredients. Our next step is going to be sprinkling in our spice mixture. And we're going to add 7 cups of water to this. If you don't have a measuring cup, 7 cups of water is this container the tomato juice came in, filled 4.5 times. We're going to give this a nice good stir, and as I'm stirring, I'm scraping my spoon across the bottom to make sure that there's no pasta stuck to the pan, because that'll burn really quickly. So what we're going to do now is we're going to raise our heat up and bring this to a boil. And once this comes to a boil, we'll put our lid on top of it, reduce the heat to low, and simmer it for about 15 to 20 minutes. Alright, as you can see, I have a nice boil going on. I'm just going to real quick, one more time, scrape my spoon across the bottom of the pan to release any pasta that might have gotten stuck. Now we're just going to cover this and reduce the heat to low to medium low and let the pasta cook until it's nice and tender for about 15 to 20 minutes. All right, so this has been going for about 15 minutes, and look at how the macaroni has plumped up. Oh, this looks so good. It smells awesome. Let's plate it up. All right, time for my favorite part, the taste test. Now you do you, but I highly recommend squeezing in some fresh lime juice into this. Also, if you have some hot sauce, particularly Red Devil, I think goes really good with this. That transports me right back to my childhood. That is so good. So simple, such a big portion of food for a very little amount of money, very, very useful recipe, and you can add all kinds of different stuff into this. It doesn't have to be carrots, whatever type of other veggies you have, you can use that. Onions, of course, you know, I love work really well in here. Meat you can throw in here. This is a perfect building block to add things to and to make it your own. You don't have to use macaroni noodles. Very commonly, this is made with a really thin, short type of pasta called fideo, which I'm sure a lot of you know of. Really delicious. I love this recipe. So there is our sopita. Now, your family might call it something different, but I'm guessing a lot of your families make something very similar to this. So experiment with it, make it your own, add different ingredients. Don't forget the lime. I really love lime in there. And like I said, if you got hot sauce, it works really well in there too. If you're new to the Tucson Family Food Project or you're just checking us out, please visit us at www.ttffp.org to check out all of the amazing things that we're doing to help teach kids how to feed themselves. Every week we make a video just like this one you watched, but it's for a different recipe every single week. And we teach the kids in our program how to cook different recipes every week of the school year in their own home kitchens. We're the only nonprofit in the entire country doing what we're doing, and I am so excited to tell you it's working. Engage with us on social media, like and subscribe to the channel, and I promise you that is just as good as giving a donation. And to all of my TTFF people, I love, appreciate, and respect all of you. We're getting very close to the end of the school year. I'm so grateful for you, so happy that you're in the program, and I cannot wait to finish out this school year with some even more delicious recipes. So until next time, peace. I love citrus.